start this project, you're going to find an L-shaped board. It's going to be pretty long, about 6 feet long. I'll cut most of that for you to get it ready. Now our goal here is just to cut one end off first. So we're going to lay it down upside down so the fat part of the L is towards you. You're going to cut one end off at the correct angle. Waiting for the blade to stop. Now we're going to turn the angle to the next correct angle. Now we're going to kind of look at this a little bit. Our first piece is going to be the most important. This is the one we're going to mark off, try to be real accurate. Alright, so I'm looking at the front of the table now. The L cutout is on the back. We're using a triangular square to mark it off nice and accurate so you can see where the cut needs to go. Now the goal is to transfer that mark onto the back of the board. And this is, don't make this harder than it is. You're just trying to follow your mark along to the back. So I just made a mark straight down. I'll bring it up closer to you so you can see it. So that's the front of the board. I marked it along the edge. Now I'm just going to grab my scrap piece that I cut off, and I can use this to trace along to the back. So I just kind of scored along the back. I'm going to set this part up on the saw, and my goal is to cut this real accurately, because this will be the piece I use for a template for the rest of it. Putting it up against the fence, my hands on the past the margin of safety line. Bring it down to look at it. See, I'm trying to cut on the waist side of my line. Once I get done making this cut, I'm going to hold the saw down and actually lock it down so I can set up the stop block. So you're going to see I'm going to lower the saw up in the top corner. I pushed in a button. I'm going to do this so you can see this close one more time. Pushed in the button that locks down the saw. Now my goal is to attach a stop block, so I'm moving the fence out just a little bit. There's a knob on the back. I'm getting a nice clean scrap board and a C-clamp. These work the best for this project. The squeeze clamps don't work near as good. This might take two people, someone to help hold the board, the other person to help clamp. But I usually get it kind of snug, and then I can adjust it a little bit. Want to make sure the board is up against my stop block along the back of my fence and lines up with the blade correctly. Just going to look it over real good. I'm going to show you with the pencil here where it should be touching. Should be touching there on the stop block, all the way against the fence, and then up against the blade. So now this is ready to go. I have one of my 4 pieces done, and now the other one should be exactly the same as long as I line it up against the stop block. So now I just kind of got to focus on what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make 4 identical pieces. So I'm going to grab the rest of my board. I'm going to cut the first end off at the other way, because it has to be angled the other way. Then I just flip the board over, put it up against the stop block, cut it. No need to measure now, I'm just using the stop block. Wait for it to stop. Flip the board over. Cut the other end. Flip the board over. Don't worry about that little scrap piece. Some people obsess over that. Just wait for the saw to stop before you grab it. Hold it up against the fence. When possible, I try to hold on to the board on the left side instead of the right. Flipping it over. Notice even when I'm holding on to the right, my hand's way over on the side. It's actually resting against the table and the fence. Alright, now I'm flipping it over again. This will be my last cut. Now I should have all 4 pieces. So I really only have to measure and set up once for all 4 pieces. Now it's time to go clamp the pieces together. So here we are using the frame clamps. We keep these usually hanging up by the bandsaw or back by the clamp racks. There's the ends, the corners. So you're going to need this main clamp and 4 other pieces. So it has major adjustments and minor adjustments. The lever on the left that I just turned was a major adjustment. Now the red handle is a minor adjustment. So my goal is to set my frame up. This is without glue first. Don't use any glue first. Just get this all ready before you do any gluing. I'm going to pull the band tight. First I'm loosening the adjustment. Turning the band tight. Pulling it tight. Locking the adjustment. Lining up the frame. Now I'm going to tighten down the red clamp. Now remember, this project, even once you glue it, it's going to be pretty weak until you get the backer board in. Right now this frame is upside down. Keep that in mind. The frame is upside down. So I'm going to put my tile in. Remember, the tile, the whole frame's upside down. I'm just seeing if it fits. So if there's a little gap around the outside, that's fine. That's actually pretty good, because